Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I wanted to put forth 6 arguments as to why we need a matchmaking system in the raid. Now, we only have one raid that's been released, but another is scheduled to be coming here very soon. And this argument I feel is going to be very valid for every raid that's released in the Division game. And the reason I say that is because Operation Dark Hours was released and we did not get a matchmaking system even after being promised. So let me give my 6 reasons, and then I'm going to give 2 counter reasons that I've actually heard, and I'm going to present an argument against them. So the first reason that we need a matchmaking system in the raid is convenience. I'm not going to sit here and not say that the convenience factor of being able to just queue up for a mission is not a very good thing. It's actually a very good thing. You're able to just go click and select an option in order for you to say, I'm waiting to be able to find a group to join in this mission. That convenience factor is one of the best things that you can provide your clients. And in today's world, where a lot of people have very limited time, they probably want to go into these missions and experience them for themselves. The developers would do well to serve us in that aspect. The second reason is accessibility. If you put a matchmaking system, they're massive, everyone's going to be able to do the raid with ease. That's one of the best things about it. Now, I can understand that sometimes you may need communicative tools, but once you do a matchmaking and somebody does not have a communication tool, then right there before the raid begins, you can always tell the person, hey, go find a headset or go find some headphones. And if you don't have access to those, then I'm sorry, we will not be able to run with you in our group. All of those reasons that we're given can always be sorted out once everyone's able to access the mission and find groups to run with. The third reason is efficiency. It saves a lot of time for people to queue up and be able to jump into a mission. Now, I have a Discord server that has over 400 people, 400 agents that are just there and are able to request for groups, be they on Xbox, PC, or PS4, if they want to run a raid. But I must say that this is a much more painstaking process because you have to leave the Division game and hop on a different platform. This provides, or this creates, in my opinion, a chasm where people have to take a separate second step in order for them to enjoy the content within the game. That is a very inefficient way to develop content that's going to take a lot of time. And then the fourth reason is a you said so reason. The developers did say when they were marketing the game that matchmaking was going to be available for every activity. And I genuinely think they need to honor their word. It doesn't matter if it's been since 1 month. We don't have to bury all of this aside. This is a very critical issue within the community, because the fact that there was no matchmaking really turned a lot of people off. And I can understand those people could have gone to Discord, they could have gone to all kinds of other places, but they were given a specific piece of information when they made the purchase of the game. And so you have to judge it from that side of things. A lot of people did give a reason for the developer side, saying that they could have changed their minds and they were in their right reason to change their minds. And I do understand. But also the customer has to get the last word every time, every day. If not, we're going to let developing companies do whatever they please, and then we as the consumers are always going to be at the back end of things. Number 5 is uniformity. The game system is already built around seamless matchmaking. I cannot imagine how with every activity in this game, you're able to matchmake, you're able to send a call out or call for help for other agents to see in their map. And then when it comes to the most important, the biggest content, no one can matchmake. That, in my estimation, does not make any sense. The entire system of the game is developed around one of the best matchmaking systems that I've seen for a cooperative player. But at the raid level, I genuinely think that this needs to be there. And so if the developers have not put this already in this Operation Dark Hours, I believe that they need to put it in the system before they release the next raid. Releasing another raid without a matchmaking system is definitely going to provide a bigger chasm within the community. A lot more people are going to feel like they've been neglected and not want to participate in the content. And then the 6th and the final one is consumer confidence. I mentioned this, just a little bit ago in my other point, but consumer confidence is one of the biggest things that a development firm needs to cultivate as much as they possibly can. If you look very closely right now, video games are selling for very cheap. That tells you something in the market. The demand is very low. And so you need your community to stand by you as a development firm. And we are willing, as gamers, many of us are willing to stand by our development firms and by the developing companies who develop our favorite games. The only thing is, many times our development companies seem to be in a place where they don't necessarily fulfill all their promises, and sometimes it's impossible to fulfill those promises, but it would be nice if they could tell us that that was the case. And so right now there are all kinds of theories. Let me give you my first conspiracy theory. And I hate to be the person who says this, but I just think that Massive does not have the capability to provide an 8-man matchmaking system. There you go. I said it. Now, I may be wrong, but they need to prove me wrong by providing an 8-man matchmaking system. Another thing too is a lot of people feel like they've been duped. They feel like they've been cheated. Now, in my case, I really don't have time for the raid. And like I've said before, if I could jump in and play the raid, I'll definitely will. But a lot of the gentlemen that I play the division with are busy. We are grown men. We have a lot of family obligations. It's just like the developers themselves. And so many times we're not able to do some of this hardcore content. And many of us are fine with it. I'm just putting out the case that if the developers want to continue their relationship with their community, this is a step that they need to take. And if they take this step, it'll be a step in the right direction. Now, to the counter arguments. The first one is from the development team. The development team did state a case saying, we want teams to be coordinated. We want people to be able to have everything that they need in order to beat the raid. And maybe in some case, some people took that as maybe reduced frustration. Now, that may have been true when the raid was first released, but currently the raid has been beaten many times and is now currently beaten at a rate of about 14 minutes. That is the latest world record for the raid right now. And this is by a coordinated team who, when they first started, most of them who had beaten it the first time, started out at the 5-hour mark, and then they were able to reduce it to about 14 minutes. And so far, all the strategies that they've used, all the builds that they've used, everything that they've done has been put on the internet, and everyone already knows. And people have already made their builds or their gear combinations to fit exactly the molds that we've been shown. And so right now, for them to say, well, this is probably going to be difficult for everybody, that may be the case, but with all the information out there, I see no reason why the raid is going to be difficult if everybody had the accessibility to jump in. Now, the second argument was from the community members. A lot of people went ahead and defended the developers and said, well, it's going to be hard for 8 strangers to do well together. So you need to have a team that's coordinated. So this was pretty much a double down of the first argument. And yes, that may be the case, or that may have been the case. But if you look very closely, even the world's first team to beat the raid on PC anyways were at each other's throat before they completed it, and they did so in about 5 hours, where sometimes they were actually cussing each other out and were at each other's throat and trying to pretty much they got upset. And so when you look at this, you look and say, well, even though you have 8 strangers or you have 8 people who know each other, there are still going to be issues. To even add more to the case, there was some drama within the community when a YouTuber pretty much kicked a group member out of a group and cussed them out because they had a disagreement on the raid while they were on stream. This was a big video that was put up by some other YouTubers, and the gentleman in question got to speak out for himself. And so, yes, when you put human beings together, you're going to have issues, you're going to have friction, but that's what we do. We come out and we work it all out for ourselves. So even if all 8 players know each other, frustrations are still going to arise. And if a team of 8 is not getting along, then a matchmaking system is definitely there to replace the players who are probably not cooperating with the team. Now, if in the case where you have 8 players running together and 7 of them are determined to go, or even 8 of them, but one person has to fulfill other obligations and leave, a matchmaking system can replace the person with so much convenience. Now, I can't tell you how many times I was in the middle of Falcon Lost or Stolen Signal or one of the old incursions from the Division 1, and somebody really did genuinely have to leave. But because we had a matchmaking system, we're able to replace that player and complete the mission. So it is not a question that a matchmaking system should be in the raid currently and even in the future raids. And so that is why I made this video, to present my case. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. If you disagree with the video, hey, let me know. But if you do agree with what I'm saying and you feel like this is necessary for the community, especially a month after the raid, go ahead and share this video wherever you prefer to engage in discussions about the Division 2, and let everyone know the reasons that you desire to see a matchmaking system, and that a raid without a matchmaking system, especially in the Division 2, is quite an irrelevant gesture, if I may say. They might as well not release a raid than to give us a raid without a way for us to be able to access it in an efficient way, and one that actually goes with the uniformity of the entire game. Thank you very much for your time and your audience, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Peace.